The answer is no. The question: has Conroy Lee given up with making videos about pay-per-view predictions? Has he died? Has he gone to the war? No. I'm fine. Everything is a-okay. I do apologize to all the fans out there who were under the impression that Conroy Lee didn't make a few months worth of videos and they thought he was gone. I was having some personal problems and unfortunately couldn't make a video to save my life. The reason why I'm wearing this hat, just to give you a heads up. At the last video, if you pay attention, you saw that I said I was going to do a review. A review unlike a wrestling review, something very different. And as some of you may have hinted, had to do something with the Dark Knights. Hence the music you have in the background, hence the classic Joker hat I am wearing at this point in time. Now, once this video is all said and done, I will be going ahead and giving my review, so feel free to take a look at that. I have seen the movie 6 times. It is amazing. But, on to bigger, better, and more current events. Let us talk about Unforgiven 2008. Unforgiven 2008, this Sunday, September the 7th, live at the Quicken Loans Arena in Cleveland, Ohio. With no disrespect, I'm kind of worried about this pay-per-view, first and foremost, because those of you who have read up on it or seen anything on it, have noticed that they are pretty much giving away tickets for the pay-per-view this Sunday. Reason being is they have only technically sold 6,000 tickets. With that being said, I would say that's a pretty big problem for the WWE right now, so they might be getting a little desperate. But on to talking about desperation, let's talk about a feeble attempt at a female championship match with the WWE Divas Championship match, which I think is a pretty shoddy championship, but not going to take away from that. We have Michelle McCool, and if I'm not mistaken, her pronounced is Marisay. I'm going to give this one to Michelle McCool because I really don't care. Short and skinny of it, and this is from the tall and fat guy. Your pay-per-view, and please forgive me for sounding a little disgruntled with this, has 3, not just 1, not 2, but 3 championship scramble matches. Me personally, I thought, cool, Raw's got a championship scramble match. It's something different. Then SmackDown said they've got one. I said, okay, it's what they've been doing for the past several months, mimicking the other brand's championship match. Then ECW creates one. The only thing I'm not liking at this point in time is the creativity level of one WWE. Whereas one brand does the other thing and the other brand does the same thing. Seems kind of lame. Now, with that being said, let's talk about the lamest one of all, in my opinion, the ECW match, which consists of Mark Henry versus Matt Hardy versus The Miz versus Chavo Guerrero versus Finlay. And at this point in time, Mark Henry is your champion. I personally think Mark Henry is probably going to hold the gold. And if not, Finlay will win it. Now, it's very unlikely Finlay would hold the gold because of the fact that Finlay still got Hornswoggle, and there's still a love thing there going. Not sure. But, in that case, nonetheless, it has been dubbed, in my opinion, Mark Henry will win the championship match. Next we have Cody Rhodes and Ted DiBiase versus Crime Time, which is obviously JTG and Shad. My opinion on that one, and I'm only going to say that they're going to win it because they really need it, is Cody Rhodes and Ted DiBiase. Crime Time is going to be liked no matter what by the crowd, so I don't think they really need it at this point in time. Cody Rhodes and Ted DiBiase, I'm giving you guys the championship. That's just Conroy Lee's opinion on it. One match I'm looking forward to, Chris Jericho versus Shawn Michaels in the unsanctioned match. This one's actually going to be a really good show stealer, which Shawn says, I don't want it to be a show stealer. I just want to beat the living hell out of Chris Jericho. That was by Shawn Michaels for you. I hope you like it. Post if you like it. And I don't mean the cereal. In that case, I'm going to give it to Shawn. It's going to be one of those matches where Shawn has every right to beat the hell out of him, even though he tore a bicep or a tricep or whatever sep he pulled out of himself. I'd say be careful with it, so nonetheless, go to it, Shawn. This should be a good rivalry if they keep it up. Next, we have the SmackDown Scramble, which is Triple H, the Brian Kendrick, Montel Vontavious Porter, or aka MVP, Shelton Benjamin, and Jeff Hardy fighting each other. I'm going to give this one to Triple H. Triple H has, with no disrespect to the other guys, is fighting a whole bunch of people that are purposely being pushed because there's nothing else really going for them, which is good. Because people like Shelton Benjamin, people like MVP, Jeff Hardy's been getting a good push, but people like them deserve one heck of a push. But at this point in time, I think they're not ready for it. MVP's not ready for the gold. Shelton Benjamin's not ready for the gold, even though he's the gold standard. And I have to question whether or not his penis is made of gold, because he's got the Midas touch. But that's nonetheless a different story altogether. So Triple H has got that one. Last but not least, the Raw Scramble, which consists of CM Punk, Batista, Kane, John Bradshaw, Layfield, a.k.a. JBL, no, not the speaker system, yes, the wrestler, and the newly found Rey Mysterio. Let's go by process of elimination. Rey Mysterio is not going to win the belt. Reason for it is because he just came back. He needs to build up at least a little bit of rapport. Kane's not winning the belt. With all due respect, Kane is stuck right now on a Rey Mysterio storyline. It's not going anywhere. Let's see. That leaves CM Punk, Batista, and John Bradshaw Layfield. Well, I'm going to give the big FU to JBL because JBL has not been able to attain a belt at all. It would be nice to see him hold it, but I don't think he's going to win it. As a matter of fact, let's keep him up for a second there because it's been a while since he's won a championship. Batista, excuse me, Batista has not had the opportunity to win the belt, and I don't think he's going to. He just seems like the one guy that should be in every single bout, but isn't going to win at this point in time. And then you have between CM Punk and JBL. CM Punk is still pretty fresh, but I don't think he's drawing in the ratings at this point. I think he needs somebody, one person, somebody big, to go ahead and have some sort of a rivalry riff with, and I think at this point in time, it may be JBL. And this is what I give to anybody who doesn't decide that as well. No offense to anybody, but nonetheless, I think it would be one heck of a rivalry, because technically they've had a rivalry, but it would be so awesome to see CM Punk become the guy who loses to JBL. JBL then doesn't give him a chance, and CM Punk does everything he can to get back into the title race. Those are Conroy Lee's $50 worth of opinions for Unforgiven 2008. Live September 7th, only on pay-per-view. No plugging there. If anything, definitely go ahead and take a look at that pay-per-view. It should be a good one. And up next, if you're willing to watch it, is my review of The Dark Knight. Toodles.